Do it with like Bobby's turned into his father.
Yeah.
Like, just a generation gap would be fine.
Oh, yeah, as much as I can't stand the show, I do have to mention it. Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
Oh, that's okay. That one's good.
That one, I watched a few episodes.
It's still going. I kind
of got into it, and then I kind of lost me.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had...
Actually, Adult Swim started as well in the 90s.
Huh. And let's see now. You had Sega still going strong.
Nintendo kind of really getting back at Sega.
Oh, yeah. You had the older Atari systems starting to come out somewhat. You also had eventually the PlayStation coming out and the N64 and all that.
Dreamcast.
Yeah.
Saturn, whatever.
It was the Saturn first. Dreamcast started to hit during the 2000s and was right at Sega's,
I think it was a
technical
99.
end.
I think it was 99. I can't really
Yeah.
remember.
All I know is we used to play those things for hours on end.
Yeah. A lot of superhero movies in the 90s as well.
Oh, yeah. Let's see now.
Like
yeah.
The Spirit, the Phantom, the Shadow.
Oh, yeah, The Phantom and the Shadow. Those two movies I absolutely love. Even though, most people would look at them and go, oh, God, why? And I'm over here going, because they're comic books.
The original Spider-Man, the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, was being made in the 99.
Yeah.
In the infamous trailer,
Yeah.
showed the Twin Towers.
Ew.
Although, if you look at the poster from the original posters that were around New York, if you look at his eyes, the Twin Towers is in his eye.
Yeah,
Something I didn't notice.
Oops. But then again, speaking of that, you had the Spider-Man cartoon.
Oh, yeah,
You had the
awesome.
90s Batman cartoon.
The Superman cartoons.
Yeah.
There was also the Spawn cartoon.
Oh, yeah. And the Spawn movie,
Yeah.
which, that one's kind of up in the air.
That was pretty good.
Yeah,
I have it.
I happen to like it as well.
Really good special effects.
Yeah. And let's see now. You had that. You had the Power Rangers movie come out.
Did we also have like a Super Mario cartoon? Or maybe that was 80s. I think we had some 90s Mario cartoons like in 1990. Very early. I'm not entirely sure.
I'm not 100% on that one either. But I know we had the Super Mario Brothers movie.
That's something, yeah.
Yeah, it's something where if you, number one, don't go in expecting a whole lot, and number two, you just sit back and enjoy it, you'll have fun.
Yeah, don't forget the Sonic OVA movie.
Oh, yeah. I remember that.
So that's really out there.
The first time I saw it, I went...
Although it's
okay,
2
what
episodes
is
of a failed cartoon.
Huh.
Kind of funny how we made cartoons and they lasted maybe 2 or 3 seasons. The
And
Sonic
yet-
cartoon, and yeah.
Yeah.
Although we can blame Power Rangers for downright trashing Sonic Sat AM.
Yeah.
Or at least didn't trash the comics.
Yeah.
The
good point.
Archie Sonic comics, that was in the 90s as well.
Yeah.
I would have loved to have read those, but I really wasn't into comics as a kid.
Yeah. I can understand that.
Oh, Legos.
Oh, God.
Legos was huge in the 90s.
Oh, God. Legos.
That's all I wanted. That's all I wanted for Christmas and birthdays and stuff. I used to collect all the Bionicle stuff.
Yeah.
I have like the comics and stuff. It's pretty neat.
I love just, getting together with a bunch of buddies, grabbing a buttload of Legos and going,
Yeah.
okay, what can we build? We don't know what it
The
is.
question
but
is,
it looks
what
awesome.
can't you build?
Right. I mean, heck, even...
Although my mom, we weren't like those other kids that got the Mega Blocks. Mega Blocks are just the same as Legos. No, they aren't. And once you figure that out, we get this marriage right on track.
Mega Blocks.
I had a Mega Block mech.
Yeah,
I like Mega Blocks because you could paint them. They give you paint.
Yeah. I had Mega Blocks at one point. I also had an Erector set. I think I still do somewhere.
It wouldn't surprise me.
That was so much fun trying to screw in everything, and it's like, oh god, I don't know what I made, but it looks cool.
Oh, we forgot to mention A Christmas Story in the 80s. Side note.
Yep.
What else happened in the 90s?
Speaking of Christmas movies, didn't the first Santa Claus with Tim Allen come out then?
Oh yeah, the Santa Claus movies, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Home Improvement, that was I love that
Yeah.
show. Is mine the only one who thought Tool Time should have been the show?
Yeah. No.
I think it would have made a better show.
Yeah, I mean...
But then again, in the 90s, there were a lot of shows like that you could find on the local TV stations.
Oh,
That
yeah.
were like how to do it.
You got that, you got... Oh, heck, speaking of the how to do it stuff, the actual Bob Vila show and the actual... what was his name? The one guy who used to just put little dabs of paint here and there. on
Bob
canvas.
Ross?
Yes. I loved and hated that man at the same time. I loved him because, damn, he could make some beautiful work.
Yeah.
But I hated him because I tried that and I went, how the hell did you do that?
Well, he was very slow doing it.
Yeah.
There was a lot of Christian stuff in the 90s as well.
Oh, yeah.
Like the Bible Man series.
Oh, God.
There was actually a TV show you could watch really early in the morning on, I forget the name of that channel. But you know the channel I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And oh my god, the TV show's horrible.
Oh, it's horrible.
Stick
but,
to the movies that they made.
Don't
Sure.
get me wrong. I actually managed to sit down and watch a couple episodes of that, and
It's too much singing.
I was laughing too hard.
To me, it's like church. I'd go to church more if there wasn't a lot of, singing. That's just me, though.
Yeah. I was gonna say, was Scrooge made in the 90s?
Scrooged?
Yeah.
'89. Close enough.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we can definitely talk about that one. Bill Murray doing essentially the Scrooge role.
Yeah, don't forget the Monty Python stuff.
Oh, yeah, you got Holy Grail.
Meaning of Life, Life of Brian,
And, yeah.
Surf Ninjas.
Yeah, you got Surf Ninjas, you had Tommy Boy, Liar Liar, the Ace Ventura movies, The Mask, the first one, not that...
What about the cartoon show?
Oh yeah, you had cartoons.
That was a really shortly lived cartoon.
You had cartoons of both The Mask and Ace Ventura.
Don't forget the shitty third movie that they made, Ace Ventura Jr.
I didn't even recall that or see it, and
it's
I'm trying not to.
It's a direct to video thing you can get with like the Ace Ventura pack. It's so stupid. Well, let's not forget National Lampoons.
Oh yeah, the National Lampoon movies.
Which were awesome.
Senior Trip.
Didn't American Pie come out in the 90s as well?
I believe the first one
First
might
one,
have. The Austin Powers movies, I think at least the first one came out in the 90s.
'97.
Yes!
And I think they came out subsequently over the years.
Yeah. Yeah, they were pretty good, and they definitely made a star on Mike Myers.
I think that... Well, don't forget Wayne's World.
Oh yeah, Wayne's World was always a good one.
Forrest Gump.
Yeah,
That
Forrest
shocked
Gump.
the world.
Yeah. Forrest Gump was a fantastic film. Let's see now.
Did you ever see Final Fantasy The Spirits Within?
Yeah. I'm trying not to choke on that thing. Thank you.
Well, I've seen it. It's not that bad.
It would have been all right.
Well,
To me, it's like what the '98 Godzilla movie was.
it wasn't
So they
trying to be
did-
like Final Fantasy, dude. It was
Yeah.
just a Final Fantasy-like story.
Yeah, but that's the thing, though. They took this name, and they essentially ran
What'd
with
you expect? Final Fantasy 4?
I was
7 or something?
I was expecting something involving swords, magic, and giant frickin' monsters.
So
not machine guns and ghosts.
Not the recent Final Fantasy series then?
Ugh.
Yeah, that's why we don't talk about Final Fantasy anymore.
Right.
Final Fantasy 6 was my favorite.
Yeah. Or, as it was known over here in the States,
yeah.
2 and 3, those were my go-to games. I spent hours running them. I spent hours, beating them. I mean, heck, Super Metroid, I wasted my life on. It was fun. There was also talk at one point of them making a Metroid movie.
Yeah, but it fell through. There was talk of a Castlevania movie, but they couldn't get the funds for it.
Which is really terrible.
Then again, all Castlevania is just Dracula.
Yeah. Which, there's another one we should have mentioned. The
Hammer films?
Well, no, the Hammer films were done in the
80s and stuff, yeah.
70s.
Oh.
The one I was referring to was the Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, that one.
Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Bram Stoker.
And the Mary Shelley's Frankenstein.
Oh, yeah.
The one with Robert De Niro playing the monster.
That was a perfect rendition of the story.
Yeah, that was really, really good. And for some odd reason, aside from maybe Mary Riley, they've never really been able to get the Jekyll and Hyde story down real well beyond the one from the 1930s.
I don't know. There was one in the 80s they made. That seemed pretty okay.
I'm going to have to look into it.
Because I think there was a more modern one they made.
I know that there was one that they made that had the guy who played Candyman in it as the Jekyll and Hyde role, and I went, okay.
Candyman from Willy Wonka?
No. Tony Todd.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I love that guy, but he's kind of like what Boris Karloff was back in the day. You could have him reading children's books and still scare the shit out of you.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Waterworld?
Over years, it's actually gotten better in a way because it's not as hyped. It's not as, pushed now. Now everyone sees it as terrible, kind of like...
It's Kevin Costner and Dennis Hopper.
Yeah.
I don't think it's really meant to be taken seriously.
Yeah, it's kind of like the Super Mario Brothers movie.
It's a fantasy movie.
Yep.
It's not really meant to go anything home with it. It's just a waste. It's a good waste of time.
Yep.
You're entertained.
Yeah.
And there was talk of a Mario Brothers sequel, but it never got anywhere. And they were going to call it Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah.
But, with Bob Hoskins dying.
Yeah.
Because they were originally going to get all the cast back together.
Yeah, and it is a shame there.
Actually, Bob Hoskins went on to say that was the worst role he ever did.
Oh, I know. He had him and John Leguizamo both saying that, and I'm over here going, no. I have seen you people in worse. Oh, by the way,
For them, it's worse.
Speaking of 90s, nothing really defines the 90s more than two things. One, Walker, Texas Ranger. And two, Patrick Swayze.
Those were men, yeah.
Yes.
But all in all, the 90s were a very TV and movie heavy related.
Yeah, TV, movie.
But more TVs, more so.
Yeah.
I mean, TV started really picking up.
Yeah, and, a lot of the reality TV and crap you see now didn't start occurring until towards the end of the 90s.
Right.
If that. But yeah, I think we pretty much covered all the positives.
In 2000s is just, you have to really look in there.
Yeah.
You have to really look between everything to really see anything good.
Yeah, it's there, but it's like digging through a pile of shit to try to find the gold.
Oh, more like digging into a trash can.
Yeah.
In all honesty, but I think we pretty much covered it.
Yep.
This has been the 90s.